Here we go, and it is bronze. Yes, thank you.
Lovely.
And
All right, so
here we go.
we're all really excited to see this match for the very first time, right?
Yeah, I've never seen this match before in my life. Definitely have not casted this match already today. Anyhow, the first ban from DVD, Tayen. Ballroom is the next victim. And then restrictions shall be High Rise and Terrace. They go away. Well,
I
not.
believe gallery and hallway.
Was it
Gallery.
gallery? Oh, did I? Oh,
Am I seeing the wrong thing somehow?
No, DVD definitely
gallery.
restricted
Yeah,
gallery
gallery. I don't
because
know how.
spoilers.
Yeah, I don't know how I
Calvin
missed
double
that.
Terrace.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. No, I said gallery is the other. These are restrictions, right? Gallery
Yes.
restricted, high rise restricted. Okay, I was right. Okay.
You got it. Yep.
I was just off by one. High rise, and then so then terrace is doubled, of course, and that's as we said. But before that, we get library. Whee! More double library.
I'm okay with double library, man. Library is, I think, my favorite venue, so I'm perfectly content with this.
But yeah, and then yes, double terrace is the next thing. And then we're gonna go to Aquarium, maybe see some shark shenanigans. And then finally, if we get there, we'll see a gallery. Excellent.
All right.
And
one thing I wanted to mention, Calvin restricted high rise, but that's also one of DBD's top bans. So I'm wondering if that was sort of a bait restrict to try and get DBD to pick it into him. It didn't work out either way, but I thought that was worth highlighting if there was some gamesmanship there.
I don't know.
I think I usually find that it's just, vanilla ban without having research or assumptions. In those cases, but you can never know, especially with these SpyParty people. Mind games are very strong within our community, aren't they?
Yeah, and I guess it's worth noting both of these players are basically in about the same position in their division right now. They have, at least before this match, their scores are total scores are even, although DBD does seem to be behind a game. So anyhow,
yeah, and also it's worth mentioning that you can never accuse Calvin of not preparing or studying statistics.
Yeah,
okay, I stand corrected then.
Yeah.
Oh, right, of course.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, bronze really as a whole is crazy close. Like I think there's like 7 or 8 players who are all within like 3 points coming into this. So
oh goodness.
Yeah, this could in theory actually have pretty big ramifications for the preseason or the end of the season rankings for bronze.
Yep. All right. Anyway, I am ready to go. Bling Twin has returned from the grave.
Absolutely. Yep. We have Calvin as Bling Twin in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
So I believe Bling Twin has been picked 3 times today between the sets.
Yep. We're definitely not to the point where we need like a meme counter for this, but it's worth watching. Calvin picks up a green flirt, 51% to start things off. We are just going to reject this drink instead of purloining. And that's how we're starting off this game. Ambassador's coming to us. The laser is following, so I wouldn't expect to see any sort of silly bug. And the Ambassador just goes to statues instead.
Yeah, and DVD is watching that closely. So I was hoping for some, leaving the convo bugging Ambassador kind of strategy shenanigans, but it doesn't seem that we're gonna get those for very understandable reasons.
See, that would have been the time to do it. We could have certainly gone as the general left the statues and done a double walking bug there, but we elect not to and just take the timer flirt instead, up to 85%. And
Which
library,
is
yeah, that's not bad at all. Especially with library having bumped up, I think, 15 extra seconds this season from last season. The timer flirts are certainly very viable.
Yeah, I probably still think it's not that great at library considering how much you have to walk back and forth. It just it's better to spend your time differently, but yeah, it works differently for individual players.
Yeah, we pick up this briefcase, but there's no print on it, unfortunately, so we're just gonna have to set it down or just follow the ambassador instead and return it, which is wasting a lot of time. I mean, I think a set down there is not the worst choice at all. And as the ambassador moves into a spot where we can't get behind to return it, we just set it down there. Nice play by Calvin, but unfortunate. That's a lot of time wasted.
Yeah. Oh, and we can't even finish our flirt, unfortunately.
No, definitely not. Toby's been following us around too. We've been offered to 3 times so far, and have very rudely not yet accepted a drink. We're gonna go for this difficult print instead, I think, as I believe there should be one on this shelf. Or maybe not. I could be completely wrong. But in any case, we're just gonna go and chase and try and get another flirt done instead.
Yeah, it didn't seem that that there was a print, but the flirt is now done. I'd still well, we have 3 minutes, so perhaps it's enough of a mission progress. I would like to see a little bit more, which I may get very soon, considering we just entered conversation with the double agent.
Yeah, I'd assume the banana bread's gonna come off here, and maybe even a split. It's worth mentioning though that we did add time there, so the time pressure is definitely not hitting us as hard as it might have. Although we are still ticking down. We just have flirt done with 2 minutes and a half left to go. Still no
Yeah, and
banana
we're
bread coming off either.
I mean, I get it. It's not that great time for just, party wise, but we should,
Banana
like,
bread.
if we're not, there we go. Because I was about to say, if we're not about to do it, we should leave and do something else.
Yeah, we barely got that one off too, because the ambassador left basically, or the double agent, excuse me, left as the sound came off essentially. But we did get credit, which is nice. And if it wasn't noticed, we may even not be credited for having it done, if depending on how on top of things dbdkmezz is.
Yeah, so we have 2 missions. We have the sorry.
Yep, quite all right. We're stepping into the bookshelf here, and this is clearly going to be a microfilm, a direct microfilm, which is the plan. We put it in, and what's the next plan here is the question, though. Looks like statues. We're going to go into center statues, pick up the highlight for it, and we're starting things off with a green swap.
Oh wow. I would have thought inspect swap to finish with it.
Well, the swap would have made sense if we were going to frame someone and we were going for white, but a green is probably a good play here as well, depending on how much of a suspect. But the plan was to finish here with the inspect swap, and we can't do it because the SDA comes over and just steals our statue. So we have to go figure out another statue right now, and that's really unfortunate. We're gonna have to just go over here. We don't bug. We take a little bit of a bug path. We have to go pick up the statue right now and get inspect as the swap goes off. That has to be what the plan is. But meanwhile, who's gonna pick up and swap for us? It looks like it's gonna be a low light too. Yeah, the low light swaps. This, it's seen. It's on camera. Is a shot gonna come off here?
It seems so. Or not?
DBD not sure what's going on. And as we walk away, time is ticking down, and Calvin gets away with this win.
Wow. Yeah, I was surprised. I thought it the swap was definitely noticed right after it happened. So perhaps we're just not sure. Perhaps the low light was behavioral and we weren't sure.
Yeah, or just trying to puzzle out who had been at that statue before. I mean, with all these statue highlights previously, there's a lot of potential suspects if you're not sure who exactly was there.
Yeah.
But in any case,
Well, the statue
Calvin's-
really wasn't on screen for very long. The one that swapped.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
I was actually a big fan of this play when he did it. I like splitting the sniper's attention by inspecting on one side and having the swap go on the other.
Right.
And so, and when it's pretty common for when a AI goes to pick up a statue that you don't really pay much attention to it. Like, as you go, why would they be doing anything? They're a low light, obviously.
Yeah, and now I see that Oprah was low light after the banana bread. So that reiterates the, why would I be looking over there at her?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, very nice win from Calvin there. I guess there's that. We have the next game queued up with dbdkmezz on Ponytail in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, well played by Calvin. A little bit unexpected for me to have won it, but yeah, it worked out. Nicely done.
Definitely, yeah. We step in here for the early flirt, always a solid play, a favorite of many SpyParty players, and the double agent comes to join us as well. This isn't the best time for one, as there are a number of people out of the conversation, but it's certainly something to pay attention to in any case, as if these conversation circles fill up a little bit more, and early banana bread is definitely not the worst play to make.
Yeah, I probably still recommend to wait it a little bit until a little bit later, which is what we do, and we just go to the yellow bookcase instead.
Yeah, we take the book out. Kind of would have gone for a wrong arm bug there, but the ambassador leaves and it wouldn't have worked out anyway, I suppose. So instead, we just bounce back into the conversation next to our seduction target. We have a double agent here again as well, and 85% on our flirt. How do you feel about banana bread now?
Um, I would feel okay, but convos, like, we see two full conversations. The third one is just a couple people, and the fourth one is completely empty.
Yeah, I mean, I clearly dbdkmezz feels the same way as you, since this banana bread is not coming off, and I understand, especially with more statue visitors, you don't want to knock any of them out. Okay, we step out. We're going
We're
for a
gonna do the
cheese
microfilm.
microfilm here. Yep, we're behind the pillar here at the very back of the conversation. Doesn't matter. We green test it and step back in the conversation. I think that some of this would have been visible depending on how on top of it Calvin is. And
And
the
there
ambassador
we
comes right
go.
next to us, and we bug too.
I was about to say we could get away with a bug here, which very seems we do, and ooh, this game has suddenly become spicy.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen that much in the way of spicy library stuff this season. And dbdkmezz picks up 2 spicy plays in one go there.
Yeah, so I mean, of course, we will still need to do the second microfilm. The question is, are we gonna do it the same way? We need to do something else, I'd say.
Yeah, we definitely do. Selection targets at books, but we're not going to do that right away. We still have 2 minutes left to go, though, so that's not terrible. And especially with the one hardtail already done, that's not the worst shape to be in whatsoever.
Yeah. We do have seduction done as well, so yeah, the microfilm to end here would be interesting, aside from the fact that Ambassador is on our side, but he's leaving. Okay, so that's turning out well. We still need 2 more missions, so Banana Bread is one of them. Oh, we're gonna do the same thing again. Ah,
Yep.
lovely. I like it. I hate it
And
when
I
I
think
play
we're.
against it, but
Yeah, look at that angle. We are completely behind the pillar. We walked into the conversation circle on camera slightly, but it doesn't really look like that was all that visible, especially with Ponytail's brown clothing sort of blending into the background here. And that's microfilm done. So with 1:20 left to go, once book is put back, we're gonna have 2 missions left to go. But we have Banana Bread still available to us, and we still have Inspects available to us. So if we're not a big suspect now, then this feels like a pretty clean win.
the thing is, I'm still a bit worried about the 5th mission. Because it's only a minute left, so we do Banana Bread, but it's a bit too scrambly for Inspect, unless you're doing the center statues, which is a bit suspicious. But never mind, we do that anyways, because they thought Banana Bread and Perlin could be an option, perhaps.
Yep. Well, let's see we could go for just an inspect swap here to finish. Here come the inspects, and no swap coming off. So banana bread must be the play here. I don't like we talked about in the last set a little bit. I don't hate going for a silent game, but that doesn't seem to be the plan. However, I'm not sure. It looks like we're just gonna wait for the double agent to land somewhere and just go for the banana bread.
Yeah, I think this is the game where you need the Banana Bread just for a quick resolution,
Oh
unless
no!
you need a Purloin now.
And the double agent doesn't land in the conversation, but goes to the pad instead. So we just do a quick time ad to buy ourselves some more time to get this banana bread off. And I think we got away with that one too. We're she leaves us again. She turns around and goes back to that other conversation circle again. And we're just gonna have to keep chasing. But no, she ends up on the statue pad, not the statue, the bust pad again. We're just getting trolled at this point by the double agent.
And the thing is, in this case, the sniper probably is gonna figure out that the Banana Bread is real. So it's even more chance that we get shot or something like that.
Yeah, I think so too. Don't mind the thunder in the background. This double agent now trolls us again by going to the real
Oh my
statue pad. So we time add again here at Windows.
Oh gosh.
And this is a white. A nice little bounce there. And, I mean, to our credit, we haven't picked up a highlight or anything yet. But what is... if you're Calvin, what are you thinking? You're thinking that somebody has to be looking for one more mission, but what could it possibly be? Banana Bread hasn't gone off, and when it happens, you're going to be really suspicious.
Yeah, I think if I was the sniper, I wouldn't be thinking as much. I would be more just panicking of like, what the heck is going on? Finally, DA joins us in a conversation. Thank you.
Yes. And... oh no, the shot comes off before the banana bread goes off.
Oh,
And Wheels takes the bullet right before the banana bread that would have knocked him out as a suspect.
oh goodness. I can now see what Kratos referred to. Or
That's not
at least
even what
part
I'm
of it, but
referring to.
there we go.
But it gets crazier. But anyway, I was not a huge fan of this shot since he shoots before Wheels puts the book back.
Right.
Yeah, as Furby points out in chat, we would have had overtime beeps there, presumably. So
Yeah,
there's
well,
no reason to take that shot there.
So the one thing to note, so like the second time ad was white, so it does remove the... you're not going to get a full 10 seconds of OT beeps, but if he had put that book back after, 10 seconds, then yeah, you would get OT beeps. But you'd also have heard the banana bread and go, oh wait, it can't be him.
Wow, that was a hell of a finish. Okay, so we've seen both players pick up a spy win here on Library. As everyone would have predicted, of course, going into it. Calvin looking to recover from that here as Boots in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, I think we all need to recover after that, not just Calvin.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. Like, players always have really one of two reactions after a game like that. Calvin picks up a bug on camera. We pick up a highlight for it. I was going to say players have one of two reactions, right? You either take a breath in your next game and play it slow, or you say, screw it, and just do stuff like crazy. And it looks like Calvin may have decided on the latter method. But unfortunately, that bug was pretty visible, and we are at least a suspect for it.
Yeah, I have a feeling we'll be a high suspect for the rest of the game unless we do something very AI-like or idle a lot or something like that. Because I think if it wasn't that early in the game, that it felt like that would have been a shot rather than just a highlight.
Yeah, I think that's right. Our selection target is walking away, and I would assume we're going to go follow him into this conversation and try and pick up a flirt here. That looks like the plan. And the double agent joins us too, which means potentially we could get both those missions done right here. This isn't the worst spot for it. But no banana bread comes off, and the double agent leaves instead.
Yeah, I just wonder what's our plan. So, I'd say we need another mission progress, or to start thinking about that.
Yeah, that's certainly true. We could do the checker purloin here, as Toby's been offering us for a while, but we reject and don't. Ambassador has left us a print on the green books, and that could be a good play for us as well if we're just trying to get some mission progress done here in the interim while we try and figure out what our long-term plan is.
Yeah, it seems to be.
Yeah, we're going to pick up this print instead. I don't know if we're going to go for any sort of microfilm stuff, but having a fingerprint in hand is never a bad thing.
Indeed. Especially considering how supportive the party needs to be for those.
Yep, certainly true. Our selection target has landed in this conversation circle, and we're going to walk in and just pick up this flirt as well. Try and green it, or hope we green it rather, and finish that mission. Yep, it's a green test. Flirt is completed. So that's 2 missions done, with a little over 2 minutes left to go. And I'm not sure how much of a suspect we are for that bug. That's the real question, right? Because if we're a big suspect, we're probably dead regardless of what we do if we try and finish. But if we're not, then we're actually not in terrible shape.
So, dbdkmezz seems to be watching over all the party as if sort of nothing has happened. But at the same time, I do see Laser coming back to Boots quite a lot. So I think it's the latter case of the two that you mentioned. I think we're in danger unless we can, we can get away with something, or we can deceive in some way.
That's probably true, and yet notice that we have 3 missions done. We have Prince done, we have that bug already, and we're just gonna put this book back, I guess.
Yeah, well, if we think we're a suspect,
Wait,
which we
what?
might.
Okay, we're just doing a microfilm animation right on camera and getting shot for it.
That was an option as well, apparently.
I'm
I
gonna,
mean,
I'm
it's
gonna,
always
I'm
an
going
option.
to assume that Calvin didn't know he was such a big suspect for that bug, because otherwise that microphone doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
No, I would agree, and you can't really even blame that on action priorities, right? Because there's
Yeah.
no reason to right-click there. So, yeah. So dbdkmezz just catches the bug early and waits until confirmation. Not bad. All
Yeah,
right, let's
well
move on to.
then.
Nope, sorry. Yeah. Next game though. It's happening.
Oh,
dbdkmezz as general with queen seduction target in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
is that third or fourth time this cast?
I think that's the 3rd time.
Okay.
Yes, it is third.
Okay.
I'm glad we're tracking the important things.
All
right. We step in, pick up a flirt here in this conversation, kind of across the circle. Not ideal, but it's a green test for 43%.
I mean, it's still something depending on how things go. It's one of those weird percentages that I don't know how I feel about. So I try to be optimistic.
I mean, it's better than a close white, so, we'll take it, right?
I suppose, yeah.
All right, we're down to 4 minutes. We have the 1 flirt in hand, and this being the library, of course, we have to get some mission progress done at some point. DVD, the ambassador's coming away. We could go for some sort of double walking bug, but we just let the ambassador pass by instead. And we're just hanging out here. It looks like we're just going for a timer flirt.
It's a weird positioning in the conversation with RST to be going for the timer flirt. I'd say, especially in the library where, like I mentioned, at least I feel that there's a lot of walking to do. So timer flirts isn't really optimal, but we do get it to 87% eventually. So basically a 2 flirt, anyways.
Yeah, we missed this bug going in the conversation. I'm kind of surprised because the ambassador was just stationary. But it also wasn't at all on screen. The sniper was looking elsewhere, so no harm, no foul, I guess.
Yeah, and we do get the banana bread done. Seems we're just gonna go back and finish the flirt. So that's 2 missions completely done. Almost 3 minutes for another 3 missions. So pace is quite decent.
Yeah, even with that timer flirt earlier, this is not a bad place to be in at all. But it's also worth mentioning that we've gotten the two default missions done, as it were, with flirt and contact, and we're gonna have to turn on the gas and start doing more interesting stuff from here on out. We don't purloin instead. It looks like we're eyeing down the ambassador, going for some sort of bug setup. That would be my guess. Yeah, look at these twitches behind the pillar just to get in position for a walking bug as the ambassador comes by. But the ambassador goes in the other direction instead, and it's all for naught.
Aw. Well, good strategy. It's nice to see those setups that one tries to do.
Yeah, we try to go for a double drive-by walking bug there, and with Taft as the ambassador, that's never gonna hit. And we even do a little weird curve around to try and make it land, but it just doesn't come off.
Yeah, so now we wasted a whole minute without any progress, which does not seem like a good sign. We kind of still do have some time, but it's a bit more complicated now, it feels.
Yeah, we rip this yellow book out and dive back behind the pillar here. And, if one of those bugs had landed, then that would have been a worthwhile investment of time. But instead, we're going to plan B, which looks like some sort of microfilm play. I would expect to see a direct transfer here, since, General doesn't really blend in the same way that Ponytail does. then that'll be 3. But we're still gonna need 2 more missions to go with only a minute left to do. Maybe the inspect swap is the way to finish here once this microfilm is done.
Yeah, and seems we're gonna get away with this microfilm. It seemed like Calvin was more watching for the action test there. I don't know, and I think we die if we inspect swap.
You could be right. I'm not sure how much of a suspect we are at this point, though, to be honest. And it's entirely possible that if a bigger suspect goes to statues instead, then we could be okay. We bounce around a little bit and go into center statues. Yeah, inspect swap has to be the play here. dbdkmezz picks up the center statue, and let's see how it goes. We're not getting shot from the inspects, but look at Calvin staring in on the statue. Calvin is looking for this swap.
Yeah.
Yep, white swap comes off. Mission countdown done. Calvin staring in, trying to catch a glimpse of the statue, but we're standing here blocking it. And we walk away. Statue is visible. 1 second left, and Calvin doesn't take the shot. dbdkmezz gets away with it.
Dang it! Yeah, I think dbdkmezz stood there just for long enough to add value to blocking the statue, but not long enough for it to be a cartel in itself, and then it's just too late to shoot.
Yeah, and that was, I would say, a really perfectly timed swap. It happens as he's raising it up and just as he's lowering it. And with General's big hat and big head, you just can't see it. It's just impossible to see.
Yeah, I would have expected Calvin to have been on top of that, given how much he was staring at the statue beforehand. But either way, dbdkmezz manages to get away despite the statue being visible on screen for a full 2.5, 3 seconds.
Yeah, well played by dbdkmezz there, and it's like preparing for that potential bug and the conversation glitching around it. Calculation here, bronze is scary.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. So next venue we have here is in fact double Terrace. We have Calvin here on orange. Sorry, in 3, 2, 1, playing it. So I think this is the first three of 5 or 3 or 6 venue that we've seen so far this cast. And after all big maps up to this point, it's going to be a bit of a breath of fresh air here. Selection target comes to us and stands in line behind us. That's a free flirt as well as we're here in the drink line.
Yeah, very lucky for us. That positioning looks a bit weird, so General could get some suspicion for it potentially. Look at bar is buzzing.
Yeah, I was gonna say this bar is crazy busy, and it feels like we should be going for a purloin here just because of all the possible suspects that it would let off once we do it.
I'd agree. Yeah.
We're gonna pick up this fingerprint as well as we just pick up, I guess, the obligated briefcase as the ambassador walks away. We drop that off, no problem. And let's see what the play is. Like a banana bread delegate is really not a terrible play whatsoever if we can get the right timing for it. And this drink had a fingerprint too, so fingerprint is done. Like a banana bread delegate could end the game right here and just dare the sniper to shoot.
I suppose, yeah, because I was thinking perhaps then we delegate and don't. We get shot anyways.
There had to have been a credited bug there, right?
Probably, yeah, because then we got caught for both fingerprints. And with banana bread, we were next to General twice, so in case for a green flirt, but General came next to us in the first case. I think it just I just have that kind of level of certainty, and just in case there was a bug that I missed, that kind of mixed confidence with insecurity.
Yeah. Also, look at these highlights from dbdkmezz. Are these potential flirt pairs?
I think those were just for the bar.
There were a few highlights that were not bar, like and Ryan and Tio were both highlight. Looks like it might be a flirt pairing.
Oh, fair enough.
So that could be. That could just be the reason for the shot right there. Was fingerprints, flirt pair, BB.
Yeah, even so, great shot. Aggressive shot, but completely correct. Well done. Okay.
Indeed.
So dbdkmezz now up 4-1 going into spy side here as Kane. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. What are your thoughts on Terrace, Catnip?
I'm not a fan.
No?
I have not figured out what's the usual strategy, or like things are too risky. So I'm not a fan because of that.
Okay.
And now I hope that my next opponent doesn't double pick it or something.
Very good. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of players like to approach it as more of a frame venue, given that there's so many frame opportunities with the known double agent and the delegate purloin available that you can really force 50-50s a lot. Um, so it was interesting to see dbdkmezz just take the shot for mission completion there.
I think this reminds me of balcony in a way that if you're doing things, you're extremely likely to get shot. But because you have potentially more RNG for AIs to be suspicious, people don't think it's that kind of lottery enough. But it does. It's a complex opinion, so I probably should stop there.
No, fair enough. Meanwhile, we have a white banana bread with one low light knocked out and 61% on our flirt, which is kind of an uncomfortable number if we can't green flirt this next one. But we still have a minute 50 to finish our flirt and do one more mission if we so choose.
Yeah, probably delegate gear is the way to go unless we can get some bug happening.
Maybe, but look at the highlights too. Like Calvin is doing drink highlights for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, we get low lit for after having left the bar. Although I say that, and Queen does not pick up a highlight for having just been to the bar. So, take that as you will, I guess.
Perhaps she was just missed, even on Terrace that can happen. Seems we are going to finish our flirt. Ooh, 94%. That's hurtful a little bit.
Yeah, you hate to see it for sure. We are going to pick up these inspects, and worst comes to worst, you always have that option to do an inspect finish, which on Terrace isn't all that common, to be honest. But the play is definitely going to be to finish this flirt first and then figure out something else. But no, we're actually going to go pick up another drink instead, and we bug as we walk in. The angle is a little bit weird, but Calvin sees it, and Calvin takes the shot right here for that bug.
Yeah, well spotted. I don't blame going for that bug at all. Seemed decent attempt. Yeah, Calvin was on top of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of that bug. I thought it was a bad choice because it was just so out in the open. Cane bug, cane side bug is good, but you could really see that arm going out in front of the ambassador. Taft ain't quite that big enough.
All right.
You can get better cane bugs, I say.
Maybe, but with time running out, I mean, you could just go for a direct purloin or something there instead. I don't hate the choice, especially if you feel that you're not going to get away with a purloin or another inspect.
Yeah,
but
I would have said inspect flirt, but I'm weird.
Well, we've established that for sure.
I mean, you're
Calvin
also in a much higher division than either of us, so.
Yeah. He's in no division.
Yeah, I'm in no division.
Oh, my apologies.
I'm in such a high division that I'm not in a division.
Never mind. Moving on.
Yep. The undefined division. Calvin brings it back, picking up a much needed sniper win. Going into spy side here as Twin in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, it seems we're starting off at statues. Unfortunately, Ambassador would not stay there for long enough, but I would have been interested to see bug attempt there.
Yeah, like a behind the back bug into a statue pickup. I'm not sure how visible that would have been, but I like the idea of it at any rate, and it's definitely something that I would like to see a spy try to do more often, or just really behind the back bugs more often in general.
Yeah, it's very much more for entertainment purposes rather than for proper strategy.
Well, I mean, I'm all about entertainment, and look at these highlights. If we get switched with the other twin, real quick, as we get picking up the initial statue highlight, it looked like, but then DBD thinks better of it, and thinks the other twin is more suspicious and would rather have the other twin a little bit more visible instead of us.
Yeah, it's bad to have both twins highlighted, but for me, I think switching highlight is also a little bit dangerous because your mindset is like, oh, the twin has done that, and then oh wait, that's now the other twin.
Well, the other twin is being crazy, crazy active here. They've gone and done briefcase twice, and they've just been bouncing around quite a bit. Meanwhile, we're in conversation here. They're our seduction target, I should point out. We haven't gotten any flirts done, and we instead of doing a banana bread there, we just decided to go pick up a drink instead.
Well, the thing is, well, right, if Calvin has noticed that the other twin has been really active, and therefore suspicious, Banana Bread would have eliminated him. So perhaps that's what the wait was for, just waiting for a better conversation fill, overall.
Yeah, I mean, if Calvin is aware of this, this is a great opportunity to pick up a frame. Look at this other twin. Twin has gone
God,
briefcase, briefcase, statues, briefcase.
you have to
This
Banana Bread when he's in.
Yeah, and safety off on the other twin here. Like they are just trying to get shot so badly. If we can delegate to them right here, then I can't see how a shot is avoided.
Yeah, I have a feeling that the timer would be off by the time he takes it.
No, I think you're right. In fact, what I would have liked there would have just been a regular delegate instead of doing like a sort of cheesy little bounce there. I would have just liked to delegate and let dbdkmezz talk himself into thinking that that's
Right.
twin trying to frame the other twin, right? But instead, we go finish
Okay.
our inspects. Uh, the purloin did not come off. Blink Twin has picked up a drink though, and if we want to go do a frame, this is the time to do it. Time is ticking down now as well. We're down to 35 seconds. All we have done is inspect. We're not gonna get flirt done. So if we're gonna plan to finish, we have to either add time, or we're gonna have to go do like a bug banana bread or something. Instead, we're picking the time ad route. We pick a green time ad. Uh, the clock is now at over a minute, and we step into this conversation here. I'm not sure if the banana bread, or excuse me, the time ad was noticed, but let's see. The double agent is going into the conversation with
We need to
Blink.
frame now.
Yeah, we need to fire it off right
Banana
now.
bread.
Here it comes. As it goes off, Blink Twin just takes the shot for being mission completed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will
mean,
note the other twin was at Windows a bit before the time ad, so they could have been a suspect for that as well.
Yeah, it's so easy to talk yourself into saying, well, I missed exactly when the time ad went off, so I probably just missed it,
Yeah.
and it was my prime suspect.
Yeah, and when you hear the slow beeps, you know a time ad has happened, and so.
Yep.
There's-
Really nice
there's-
game by Calvin there, just
Yeah.
noticing who had high suspicion and doing everything possible to get them shot.
I mean, what are your thoughts on framing your brother though for that?
I mean,
mean,
that's rough, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah, I guess.
as someone having a brother, that's usually a priority.
Okay.
Also a valid perspective.
I mean, I love my brother, but that's usually a priority.
All right,
yeah,
well, your parents' punitive methods were a bit harsher than mine, but we'll move past that, I guess.
All right. Anyway, next game.
Next game. dbdkmezz here as Boots in 3, 2, 1, playing it. So yeah, really nice little comeback here from Calvin. I think that's 2 games straight, and now it's 4-3 all of a sudden. Here
Yeah.
sniping, trying to even things up.
Yeah, definitely a much closer game. Anything being a sniper on Terrace is the good chance to even it up completely. Of course, we saw a sniper lose just before that, but I mean that AI, we cannot blame the sniper. We have to blame the AI for that.
Yeah, I mean, Blink Twin there was trying so hard to get shot, and the sniper was just being kind and rewarding them for it. Here, we're not really doing much of anything. We talk because it was our turn, but the double agent has been hanging out at bar and now is picking up the briefcase. Our selection target was at Windows for a while and has now landed in the other conversation. I would expect that we're going to go chase them because we kind of have to start doing something, right? Unless the plan is to sell out for a frame.
Yeah, I mean, well, selling out for a frame is one thing, but you can't sell out for a frame just because you feel like it. You have the party has to help you, and in this case, party isn't doing that much. So I agree that it should be us doing something, and it seems we may have picked up a delegate here potentially for later, and we were finally. Oh, that was printable as well.
Yeah, it was a difficult print, but we got the green test and managed to nail it. So we have half of fingerprints done, half of our flirts done now, and this is not a bad place to be in whatsoever. If we can pick up a briefcase somewhere, if we're not credited for this fingerprint especially, then this could be a really strong way to finish.
Yeah, and also the bar is printable once again. So if we're being either patient and no one goes there, or if we're just fast enough for that, and never mind, Wheels is gonna take it. But hey, double difficult fingerprint, because why not?
Yeah, certainly true. The double agent comes to us. If we banana bread here, we're gonna knock out the 2 people at bar, make that 3 as Disney bails. So 3
Banana
lowlights
bread.
available with this contact. But all things considered, if we can just finish our flirt, which we're gonna do right now, I think, as the timer is about to expire. And oh no, we white test for 85%. That's unfortunate because we could have finished. We could have just gone and picked up the briefcase right away and finished right there. But instead, we have to wait a little bit longer, especially as Small Man now is going to return the briefcase too. So this has kind of spiraled a little bit out of control. We need to get one more flirt and then find one more print somewhere. And the ambassador's just kind of hanging out, wandering around. The briefcase has a difficult on it, I believe, over there. No, never mind. That fingerprint is now gone as well.
Do we try for a bug while we leave? That may be the play here.
That was a very buggable angle, but the ambassador now leaves as well. So at this point, we have to finish our flirts, and we have to hope the ambassador sets that briefcase down. We can certainly force him to, but we just do it. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no! No!
No!
Yeah.
I like the thought of going for the sort of the same statue pad cheesy flirt, but that's not how you want to do that.
Yeah, I don't think that's what DBD wanted. I think they wanted that other statue, but OJ was like, nope.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that's an unfortunate way to end.
I mean, you say to end. I see the score of 4-4, and I say, like, now the game is starting again all over, right? Because we're back to being even.
Yep, that's certainly true. We're done with the double maps, and now we're just on to the singles. We have Aquarium up next with Calvin here on Kane. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Definitely seeing a lot of Kane tonight.
Which makes sense. I mean, Kane is certainly one of the more popular characters due to that bug being pretty strong. And, you know, he's got a pretty good balance of other features as well. Decent speed, decent other animations. So it's understandable why Kane is a popular pick, but you're right. We've seen probably a disproportionate amount of Kane tonight.
Yeah, Kane, General, and Blink Twin have been dominant.
Yep, definitely a theme to this cast. The selection target comes to us, we'd pick up a flirt across the conversation circle, only 26%, but that's okay. Calvin is paying a lot of attention to the shark. We could go for a bug here, but the shark would not be covering it whatsoever. We're going to do it anyway, though. It's on screen, we get credit for it, and we pick up this briefcase as well. Is this legal? We're pretty close to the ambassador right here.
I don't see a big problem with it. I don't think. But yeah, then we if that bookcase is still available later, we could get the second print there as well.
Yeah, well, the ambassador still has the book in hand, so once the ambassador returns to the book, then yeah, that will be certainly an option. I would expect that Calvin will be paying attention to that pretty carefully and prioritizing picking that up. Meanwhile, we pick up our banana bread here, which is a pretty good one, all things considered. We're going to let off a few lowlights, but that's not so bad for Aquarium. And we can still pick up this flirt as well. If we can green this and then pick up one more fingerprint, like if we can do this right now, if it were me, I would go pick up this book, take it with me, and just go finish this flirt and try and win it right here, right now.
Fair enough. I may want to try and wait to finish the flirt, just in case I don't get a green. So that I can do what you suggested.
Yeah, I mean, you called it. 96% on that flirt, unfortunately.
That's
That
not
first
a
one across
flirt.
the conversation circle hurts.
But I mean, it was a free flirt, so why not?
Yep, that's true. But meanwhile we've lost the book print as two other characters have already picked up books there and smudged it. The ambassador's leaving another one here at statues for us, and we're just gonna kill some time by picking up a drink and giving us the delegate option as well.
Interesting. I probably would have waited for that statue print. Not go for it immediately, but did it a little bit there. Especially because sniper's point of view, a second to happen.
Yep, that's correct. We still need to finish flirt too. Our selection target is going into the blue bookshelf, and that could be an option, but yeah, we're gonna gulp this drink down, and that must be the play. We're gonna go try and pick up a book here and finish that flirt. But if she bails on us, then we could be in trouble.
I wonder if the plan is to and then you called it in this case. Are we gonna try to return this incorrectly? But there's kind of too little time for that, I'd say.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, an option could have been. Oh, statue safety off on queen here though. This could be a big deal depending on whether dbdkmezz can hold this shot or not. We'd go for another flirt, but she walked away from us again. We just can't get this flirt done. We're at 96%. We're down to 20 seconds left. dbdkmezz just has to hold because I don't know how we're going to finish. We go into the statue instead. It's fingerprintable, and are we going? Yeah, we're just going for a swap fingerprint finish.
Yeah, it needs to be swapped. It is visible on screen, though, it seems.
Yep, the swap was visible on screen, but we're not done yet. We have to fingerprint that as well, and Calvin just gets shot for it.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, that was the bit I was freaking out about in my game.
Fair enough.
Clearly, Calvin was not aware of that fingerprint, or at least forgot about it.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
I mean, it seems we would have been shot for the swap anyways, though.
Well, yeah, we would. I mean, well, if we fingerprinted and then swapped and then blocked it for long enough,
overtime. We would have had overtime though.
Yeah, we would. Well, not much. And Queen was being flashed on, so who knows? It probably would have been dead anyway, but I mean, a better plan would have been to get that fingerprint a while ago. You know.
Yeah. All right. Well, DVD. DVD goes up again, 5-4 after the correct shot, and is now small man here for this next game. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Now, I can tell you, as someone who has attempted to pull off Aquarium shenanigans, small man is a popular choice for those, based on his pretty good speed, which matches the sharks pretty well. So I'm curious as to whether that's dbdkmezz's plan here, some sort of either swap or bookshelf shenanigans and then riding the shark to victory.
Yeah, I would not be surprised with that, considering that it's becoming a bit more popular these days.
Yeah, and especially also given what we already saw on Library from DBT with, certain pillar plays and things like that. So that might be the play here after all. We're going to go pick up a book here after our flirt. And if the plan is just hold it and slam it at the very end, that's certainly an option.
The thing is, I mean, if we slam it at the very end, it just highly limits of what we can do for other missions, which is not a great thing. But I suppose, yeah, alright, we flirt, we bug, and we banana bread, so that's not that bad.
Nope. We get credit for the flirt there, and we're just going into the right now. Looks like we're gonna try and put it back behind the shark cover. But yeah, we're at the wrong bookshelf. It's seen, and we just get shot for it right away.
Well, I think perhaps if the shark had covered us the whole time, it could have been something. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we just didn't really time that well. I don't think, and that just wasn't a great time to do that.
Yeah, I think that really has to be your last mission and then the shark needs to be going the other way, of course.
Yep. All right. Well, I like the thought, but Calvin evens it up off after the not even microfilm complete shot. So going into gallery here with both players tied up. These are both marble games. And Calvin is on Duke to start things off. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
We're just trying to find our own place in the party. We should probably chase RST to that bookshelf.
Yeah, that's what we end up doing. We're gonna take the book out first before flirting, which fair enough, but we got punished for that last time. Here, though, it all works out. 34%, we have a book in hand. I would expect we're just gonna put this back. Ambassador's right next to us. We're probably being paid pretty fair attention to. Yeah, we just put the book back. We're not gonna go for any sort of microfilm cheese, and we're gonna try and chase down our seduction target, who bails immediately and goes outside.
Yeah, I agree with the book put back there. Nothing special. It seems we're gonna have.
Oh no. We try to squeeze ourselves into the conversation circle, but can't find the spot, and instead do the sort of circle around of shame that we've all done before. The ambassador leaves, leaving a spot for us now, but it's taken by Boots, and we have to walk away again.
And then General leaves immediately. It's very much like push and pull situation.
Yeah, we looked like we were gonna go back again, but then Pearls came and blocked our spot, and we just said screw it, and we just went to statues.
You know what? I think aside from all the shenanigans that were happened, this may have been my favorite moment in the set so far.
We've seen some really unfortunate double agent and seduction target luck in both of these sets.
Very much so, yeah. We do have partial statues. We have single flirt. We should get the second one soon. There we go. RST is coming back inside, which is quite helpful.
Yeah, but I think she's going to books, it looks like, which is not the greatest to go back to blue books. Yeah, there she is again. And we could chase. But looks like we're not really inclined to do that. We're just gonna tuck ourselves into this conversation circle and hope that she comes to us after. The double agent is here, though, which gives us an option. And the ambassador comes right next to us. If we want to do some sort of banana bread bug, this would be a really good time for it.
Yeah, that's exactly what's on my mind. But we wait for long enough for the ambassador to leave, and I'm ruining that.
Or do we? The ambassador comes right back to us. Here comes the banana bread. Are we gonna bug afterwards?
I think.
Banana bread.
Shoot! It was a bit too late.
Yep,
Good attempt, though.
Yeah, maybe on the green that works, but the ambassador just does not want to stick around for us and bails. So we have banana bread done. Thanks to the timeout, we still have 2 minutes left. We have one statue visit left to go. We still have 2 flirts left to go. We're gonna finish our inspects right here. And given the way this game has gone, that's fair enough. It's a mission that is not going to bail on us. We pick up the highlight for it, though. So with 2 missions done, we have to pick up a hardtail of some sort. Can't imagine we're gonna go for fingerprints at this point, given that the time. And we still have to get 2 more flirts as well.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it would be great to get a bug of some sort, but it seems that dbdkmezz is quite actively on it. So I don't know, Purloin would probably be my go-to.
We need time ad again.
Now, though. Okay, we're time.
We time ad. dbdkmezz is having none of it. Must have noticed the first time ad or some other stuff and just takes the shot right away for that time ad.
Yeah, I don't blame the decision there. Like, we needed 2 flirts, we needed something else. With the time ad, even fingerprints became an option again. I'd say it was quite a reasonable thing to do at the time.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. It's just, again, everybody leaving us when in our time of need. It's got to be a bad feeling for Calvin. Okay, so dbdkmezz has picked up the first marble from this set and is spying here as queen for the second one. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I was looking at who the ST was, but that's small, man.
Which, fair enough. I mean, this being gallery, I think having small man in play as a guarantee is worth not memeing. As sad as I am to say it. Although, small man is a meme in and of himself, so it kind of works out.
I was about to say that's like a combination of a strategy and a move at the same time.
Yeah, we take this book out. We were in the microfilm spot, but we didn't do the action test. So maybe the play is in fact just to put it back in blue when we have an opportunity. Small man is there. It would be bold to go do it right now, and I don't think that's what we ought to do. If we just shimmy here over on this pad a little bit. Let's see where small man lands, because I have to imagine we're going to chase.
Yeah, I think starting flirt is a good choice, especially seeing how Calvin suffered from that a bit in the game before.
Yeah, we're just going to chase into this conversation circle. We're going to make it in, unlike Calvin, and pick up the green flare for 51%.
Nice. Okay, great start.
Yeah, also the double
Mhm.
agent is here, and we're gonna green that as well, giving up a lot of lowlights. But I don't hate it.
Yeah, I think there were 4, which is not that many for gallery after all. But yeah, I say good usage of it there. So we now probably bring the book back, or we flirt first and then.
Yeah, it looks like that's the play. We're gonna squeeze in here next to small man, try and finish our flirt right now with a green. Unfortunately, it's white though, 85%. And that's okay. We still have over 2 minutes left to go, and when we put this book back, assuming we're not shot for it right then that will be almost 3 missions done. So we could even timer flirt this, to be honest, and just get that
Yep.
mission credit done, put the book back, and then do one more thing. Now, what that one more thing is, I don't know. I mean, statues are scary. Uh, Purloin is often scary on gallery, but let's see what dbdkmezz has in mind here.
Yeah, I wouldn't like statues there. I think we forgot which book we had for a moment. Statues, I wouldn't call it a good choice there, considering how much time there's left, and therefore you would need to go almost back to back. We do get a highlight for the return, though.
Yeah, that feels like a Calvin is not sure where the book came from, so that's a highlight to be safe. But we're going to statues after all. This is the first one. We're going to have to do one more set. So here's the first set of statues, and that's fine. Calvin is not going to shoot here. The question is what
Yeah.
happens when we go back to finish. If we go statue to statue here, we might just get shot right away.
I think we need to flirt first. There we go. But
Yeah.
the thing is, we're now going next to Duke for the second time. And I'm not sure if he was in the outside conversation during the first verse, so we may be paired with Duke there, which is unfortunate as well.
Yeah, and the ambassador comes over next to us too, trying very, very hard to get bugged. We're not going to oblige, I assume, as it would be very visible. But now going back to statue, this is the moment of truth. Do we get shot just for picking up this last statue and potentially finishing inspecs?
I think we do. That
Yep.
highlight at the book return makes me think we do, and yeah, Calvin evens it out.
Yeah, very nice.
Happy SpyParty
so-
Day, everybody.
Hey, happy SpyParty Day. Okay. So we've seen 2 sets of ties here. Really nice play from all players involved, frankly.
Yeah,
Great snipers set, great spy play. Really a pleasure to cast both of these sets.
Yep, this is actually
some
this is the third SpyParty set I have seen today.